Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to see is some of the sickest shit I have ever run into. A subscriber left a link to this in my comment section, and I bookmarked it in my Maxdon browser so I could get to it right away. Check this. This is sick shit. The Adrenochrome bust you never heard about. Posted by Yig Wilson on August 14th, 2019 at 7:37 a.m. in Daily Articles. This is going to be a little tricky trying to bring you this story because it goes back in time to when Q was first posting on October 30th, 2017 to be exact. This was before Q was even Q, but you will see these drops on the Q map if you go back to the beginning. Thing is, this isn't about Q at all. It's about another anon that was posting at the same time. I was on the board, 4chan, when this occurred, and I remember it quite clearly. The drop this anon made occurred over 4 different board posts, so you're basically looking at over 1,400 comments to wade through. I'm not going to make you do that. I'm going to bring you the relevant pieces through and try to give you the short story to a very long story. As it happens in the world of the Chans, this anon got named rather quickly. Oddly enough, the other anons took to this anon much quicker than they did Q and gave him a much easier time. We named him Highway Patrolman. I will call him HP going forward. The crazy thing about this bust is because of one stupid trucker that didn't keep an eye on his weight load, and HP's team happened to pull them over for a check. This is where the conversation started, all about on the board. Anon. Trudeau connection can be. He took money from Soros, documented and can be found in articles from CBC. He gave money to Clinton Foundation, our money. Could also be in talks to give Clinton, Soros, and their hellspawn safe haven, or maybe he had some spare native children to donate to their cause. Who the fuck knows for sure? HP. I reckon some free native adrenochrome and the rest. My team just seized a shipment of dried adrenochrome, 20 kilograms, that was marked for shipment to Canada. We thought it was cocaine or some other narcotic and thus seized it. Our test kits gave no indication and we sent it to lab. Results came back as human adrenochrome, which freaked the fuck out of the lab technicians. Of course, HP was asked about this comment when it happened. HP. It was a few days ago, but we are keeping it one of our secret evidence locations until found whom shipped it and whom the recipient was supposed to be. 20 kilograms is literally worth at least $100 billion. No use for contacting the feds or RCMP about it either. We have no idea really what to do with it besides keep it or dump it far out into the ocean. Where was it supposed to go? HP. Yukon Territory, which is making no sense to us. Another anon was trying to call him out about it being dried adrenochrome. HP. More like flash frozen. It was discovered in a track trailer refrigeration unit. It was weighing 100 kilograms over declared weight at one of our weighing stations. I do not even know what adrenochrome like that would be used for, but apparently it can be used as an oxidation agent. Anon. As far as it going to the Yukon, all I can guess is that they were banking on it getting there, hoping that the weigh stations were going to think it was winter supplies. From there, they can take all of that and repackage it for resale in a place where absolutely no one would give a shit, and there is zero surveillance. Then you can transport it on smaller planes to locales throughout the world. I'm guessing that they figured out how to long-term store it, even in liquid form, so it doesn't lose the high one gets from it. Have your investigators looked at the specific town it was destined for to see who owns what there? That would be my next guess, especially the address it was destined for. HP. I told them to look at location in more detail without going through the RCMP as much as possible. Could large enough doses be used for assassinations or homicides? That is their unofficial theory for now, besides it being used as an oxidation agent for unknown reasons. Now, of course, at this point, Q had been kind of forgotten of, and all eyes are on HP. Most of what we have learned over the last couple of years came up, such as spirit cooking, etc. I will save you all that reading. The fact it can paralyze you did come up, and this is what HP said to that. HP. That is sounding even more plausible than other theories from an LE standpoint. That's law enforcement. Maybe it is how Justin Castro is controlled. Adrenochrome can induce schizophrenia too, apparently. Researchers Abram Hoffer and Humphrey Osmond claim that adrenochrome is a neurotoxic psychomyatric substance and may play a role in schizophrenia and other mental illnesses in what they called the adrenochrome hypothesis. The researchers speculated that megadoses of vitamin C and niacin could cure schizophrenia by reducing brain adrenochrome. However, these hypotheses have never been scientifically accepted. Adrenochrome is not currently believed to have any psychedelic properties. Now, this is where it gets interesting outside of what we already know. Remember the oxidation? Anon, copper-induced oxidation of epinephrine. So whoever shipped this shit is literally shipping it en masse to a major mining firm whose primary product is copper. And copper is used for adrenochrome. So you just stumbled on one of the major locations of adrenochrome for the elite, all because some fucktard fucked up how much to load onto a trailer. The Capstone website says that their major operations are Minto, YT, Kutcho, BC, Pinto Valley, Arizona, Casamin, state of Zacatecas, never heard of this shit, Mexo and Santo Domingo region 3, Chile. So I'll bet that there are also major distribution manufacturing facilities for adrenochrome worldwide used by the elite and their forces. Maybe have your investigators look around the Arizona location, as no one will bat an eye. I'll bet that the firm that sent it to the Yukon also sends it to Arizona. Someone did ask if the driver had a manifest of where he was going. HP. Emerson, North Dakota crossing. The rig was to be handed off to another driver in Calgary. And now the copper mines come into play. HP. I found why copper would be important. And it gives a link to a website. Seeing as this board has been archived, I don't mind giving you the link to it if you would like to read it over yourself. I know you Chan readers know how to follow it. The digs do start going into the Indian reservations, and some shell companies come up also. Page 1 of HP Drop on 4chan. Some digs. It turns out that Imperial Metals, Selkirk Metals, don't have an upper Midwest mining op, just the Nevada one, but they're financially insolvent. There's another link. Billionaires Murray Edwards and Bruce Berkowitz are billionaires saving Imperial Metals again. So these two billionaires are involved in a failing mining company that is tied with a Canadian tribe that is receiving adrenochrome? What are their connections with China and, say, the Rothschilds? Probably connections to the Rothschilds. Hell, I'll bet they're using the Selkirk Corporation to do their dirty work in exporting. The wiki for Imperial Metals says that the Nevada mining op is current. There's another link. More HP. I am looking at the Mayo and such clinics in Arizona to see if I find any links. Buying copper to synthesize adrenochrome. Found out silver oxide is also used as an oxidizing agent for synthesis of adrenochrome in addition to copper. That ties in mining even more. The 20 kilograms or 44.1 pounds of adrenochrome that was confiscated is worth at least $100 billion using research pricing. We lab tested the adrenochrome and came back as human. The only to extract indigenous epinephrine and a small bit of adrenochrome is through adrenal glands of recently killed humans. Copper, silver oxide, and serious other minerals can be used to synthesize adrenochrome from indigenous epinephrine. This link will take you to page 2 of the drop-off if you wish to read it all yourself. This is from the 3rd page, and I'm going to use it for the summary. You can read page 3 here. You click the link. I'll leave a link in the description if you would like to read it, all of it yourself. Summary. HP. The cargo was shipped from Côte d'Ivory Coast, actually. That's what it means. Via a shell company, Ajas Shipping and Freight. And we and other agencies around the country have intercepted 15 tractor trailers carrying 20 kilograms or 44.1 pounds of adrenochrome each. 1,200 kilograms, 1,202.5 pounds. 1 kilogram is worth $1.5 billion. That's B, $1.5 billion would it be on the market. All shipments were headed for the reservation in the Yukon Territory, Canada. That reservation has a copper mine, and copper is needed for synthetic adrenochrome production or extraction conversion into adrenochrome from indigenous epinephrine secreted via the adrenal glands. Adrenochrome is a neurotoxin, date rape drug, mental schizophrenia inducer, read up on the adrenochrome hypothesis, and used in unofficial roles as booster to superpotent opioids for targeting, killing, carfentanil, and those classes. The U.S. Secret Service was been contracted by myself, and we showed them all of the evidence. And I have spoken with them on one, how I found out about the other trucks due to use finding $100 billion worth of potential cash. U.S. 4.5 to 6 trillion in total, was trying to cross an international border. The U.S. Secret Service agents said that with 15 trucks caught, it is likely 45 to 60 more crossed the border successfully for a handoff to new drivers into Calgary. I am still interviewing or interrogating the driver that the Highway Patrol caught. I took the case off them. Remember, I work for you. Hello, this is Dave from Net4Truth USA Inglorious Patriots. It is November 17th, 2019, and it is now 13:40 hours Eastern Standard Time. First of all, I want to thank the subscriber who sent me that link. Even though the post is a few months old, I think it has some relevance to what is going on today. These people obviously are hooked on adrenochrome, which is a drug taken from the blood of terrorized children as they are ritually sacrificed to Molech. Crazy as that might sound, insane as that might sound, There is absolutely overwhelming indication that this is precisely what is happening, and the evidence comes from their own comms and their own emails, the Podesta emails in particular, which were not hacked by WikiLeaks, but which were handed to Julian Assange in a public park by none other than Seth Rich, and that will come out as well. These people are sick, and this is a global problem, not just a problem here in the United States. $100 billion worth of freeze-dried adrenochrome. That's like, the best part of waking up is adrenochrome in your cup. Really some fucking sick shit, folks. Really some fucking sick shit from some sick bastards that need to be excommunicated from the planet. And my dog is snoring. Unbelievable. Ninja, stop snoring. The many threads of this corruption are beginning to be unraveled. And we see why this is taking so long, because this corruption has been in place not only since this country has been in existence, but this goes back to biblical times. They've known about this since biblical times, and everything you know about the world around you is a lie. It is a bullshit story from beginning to end, a fantasy, a make-believe matrix that is slowly becoming unraveled. Everything you've been taught in school, all your history, all your archaeology, all your science is total, complete, utter bullshit from beginning to end. That's a hard pill to swallow, folks. But there's something to this article and to all of these shipments of freeze-dried adrenochrome. And this is what I said in a prior video. This is why the epinephrine pens were going through the roof, $600 a piece. Because epinephrine, once it sits in the closet for a long time or in a drawer and it's not used, it becomes slowly oxidized and turns into adrenochrome. It's the high without the child sacrifice. You may call me crazy. I really don't give a shit. I am the watchman on the tower, and I'm sounding the alarm. If action is not taken, the blood is not on my hands. I have to do what I have to do. To know these kinds of things and not divulge them and not expose them is probably even a bigger crime than doing the crime itself. And that's what the mainstream media is guilty of. And that's why they're trying to take over the electronic venues, because that boob tube is obsolete. They're obsolete. And I'm telling you one other thing. The biggest travesty of late, the biggest travesty that happened this week is Roger Stone being convicted on some fucking bullshit. President Trump, get out your pen and pardon that man immediately. Immediately. Because if you don't, the phone calls, the emails, the text messages, and the comments I'm getting, if they are any indication of what's going to go down, Revolution 2.0 is just a feather drop away. This is Dave from Net4 Truth USA, Inglorious Patriots. Thank you for watching. If you can, please support us.
For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your calls of encouragement. And most of all, thank you for your support. Please subscribe to our backup channels, Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel, BitChute.com/net4Truth USA, and drop.space/@Net4Truth USA. We fly so close to the target, we are on our 5th fighter jet. We will be relentless and persistent until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/net4truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.